What's going on YouTube? My name is Johnny. I want to introduce you guys to Bootstrap-Table, which is a really great library that I've used in a bunch of my projects. Really enhances your tables with minimal amount of code. You can download it here. I'll post this link in the description. But yeah, let's jump right into this. So if you see in the browser to the right, we have a table very similar to what we had in our previous video. If you notice in the HTML to the left though, we do not have a T-body element. So what we're doing here is we have a JSON file, which is a list of dictionaries. Each dictionary stores the data for a specific player. You can see we have 6 data points for each player: player, team, games played, points, rebounds, and assists. So what we're doing is we're loading this JSON file into our HTML via this data URL attribute, and then we're extracting the data via this data field attribute. You'll notice these values here are exactly the same as what we have as the keys in each of our dictionaries in our JSON file. So that's generating the T-body for us, which is really nice, keeps our code really condensed, really clean. What we also have here is this data toggle equals table attribute. This activates Bootstrap-Table. It gives the table the 3 classes we spoke about in the previous video: table, table bordered, and table hover. You can also activate Bootstrap-Table in your JavaScript down here. I have it commented out. However, I normally like to do it directly on the table element as I have here. Something else I also want to mention is in order for data URL to work, we need to use browser sync, which I'll post this link in the description as well, and as you can see, that is running here. Alright, so let's get into the functionality Bootstrap-Table offers. Let's say we want to search for a specific player or a specific team. We could say data search equals true. So there you can see it adds a nice search bar right here. We could search for a specific player. Let's say we want to search for the Golden State Warriors. So see, we have 3 players there in the top 50 scorers. What we probably don't want to do is have our table take up most of our web page. So what we can do about that is data pagination equals true. If we save that, you can see we have a much smaller table here. We can jump from page to page every 10 entries in our table using this bar to the right. So that's really nice, makes it much more condensed there. Something else we may want to do is all of our data is listed in order of points. So let's say we want to sort by rebounds. So what we could do, we could jump over to our rebounds table header element, say data sortable equals true. If we save that, we get our nice little sorting option on our rebounds column. If we click that, we can see Hassan Whiteside had the most boards, JJ Redick had the least boards. If we refresh, we get our original table with no sorting. We can easily add sorting to all of our columns by just adding data sortable equals true to each of these elements. Alright, there we go. Now we could sort by whatever we want, team, assists, whatever it may be. Alright, so something else I also like to use is column visibility control. So let's say we want to dynamically hide or show certain columns. So what we could do here is data show columns equals true. So we save that, we get this nice little icon in the top right of our table. Let's say we want to hide games played. We gotta click that there, it dynamically hides it. If we hide rebounds and assists, we get the same table we had in our first video. We could easily show those again by just reselecting those. So that's super nice. Let's say by default, right off the bat, when we load the page, we want to hide games played. Data visible equals false. If we refresh that, we get games played is automatically not selected. We can show it if we want. I do want to see that stat though, so we'll just set that to true. And there we go, we get our 6 columns there. Something else I also really like to use is this data detail view equals true. So you can see we get these plus icons to the left of each row. If we click that, we have no content in there. To put content inside of there, we could say data detail formatter equals a function name, and let's say, what do we want to put in here? Well, A good measure of a player's performance is probably points per game instead of total points. As you can see here, because of injury, something like that, a guy didn't necessarily play all 82 games. So we'll name this function PPG for points per game. Then down here, we'll create a function PPG. It'll take index and row as the two arguments. Then we will return a string here, and we'll say row player averaged points divided by games played. Points per game. Right, if we save that and we click on the plus icon next to Russell Westbrook, don't think we need all of those decimal places. We could fix that by 2 fixed, 1 decimal place, save that. If we click Russell Westbrook, we can see average 31.6. So down here we can see, all right, Towns played more games, but Lillard played fewer. Yep, we could see Lillard averaged almost 2 more points than Towns, even though Towns had more total points. All right, so that's about it. We have a really nice, highly customizable table with not a lot of code. Next, I'll introduce you guys to the Data Tables plugin, which looks very professional and adds even more functionality, such as exporting your table data. That's it. Thanks, guys. See you in the next video.